What's up, everyone? We made 601, just a little
Close.
behind, but not bad.
So close.
Happy October, happy spooky season. Welcome to our next Star Wars Lego build. It's haunted by Force Ghosts, we're gonna say. I did look to see if we could get Force Ghost minifigs, and they don't make them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I found an article of Lego saying it's possible, they're on the table, but they've never made them.
That's a bummer.
I know. I was like, that would be the easy way to make this a Star Wars build.
Yeah.
But
We'll pretend.
yeah,
It's fine.
there's Force Ghosts.
We wanted to do something holiday appropriate.
People were saying we could have built Vader's castle, and yeah, sure, but we already built
Oh,
it, and I think
yeah.
I forget where I moved it. Everything had to get shuffled around.
Just pretend that this is Vader's castle.
Yeah.
New castle.
This is his first castle. Before he built the spiky one,
Yeah.
he built this, and the Emperor Palpatine was like, that doesn't really look like your aesthetic.
Maybe this is on Exegol somewhere.
Yeah, the original haunted mansion.
Yeah.
It's
And you might be able to tell I am in the driver's seat for this build for now.
for now. Molly wanted to get started.
I wanted to start it.
I didn't know that there was lore behind this set, but I got very excited.
Real quick, talk about our sponsor.
Oh yeah, thank you. Our patron sponsor for this live stream is Weather Ed. So thank you so much, Weather Ed, for sponsoring today's live stream. So let's see. Here's the lore for the Haunted Mansion.
Then it's not Star Wars lore,
No.
but it's Lego lore.
Lego lore that I got very excited about. Manor Von Baron is a spooky haunted house theme park ride. It was home to Samuel Von Baron, one of the world's greatest villains. He traveled the globe in search of ancient artifacts to steal for his collection, but perhaps he stole too much. After Von Baron snatched the Rigu Ruby, Pharaoh Hotep cursed his manor for 1,000 generations. Enter if you dare. And the Baron Von Baron, or Samuel Von Baron, did they change his name? Anyway, he's from the old Johnny Thunder Lego sets that Lego made before.
Johnny Thunder.
Yeah, before they had the Indiana Jones license. They made like this adventure series. And I had no idea that this set had a connection back to some of my favorite sets growing up. So I'm really excited to see this built.
This is a big set. It's bigger than Baby Yoda, which is the last one I built. So this
You're starting off pretty easy.
Yeah.
That's bag number 1 doesn't look like it's too much.
Also, with this set, we'll be done with this by the last Wednesday of October. Some of it we might not build on camera just because...
Oh, my plan was to build it every Wednesday until the last Wednesday of October, and then if we're not done by then, we'll finish it up for Halloween off camera.
Yeah, okay, basically, yeah. We're not going to go past October with this set, so
Yeah.
we might build some of it.
Elliot Finn says Star Wars has haunted houses, right? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're reading the Ghosts of Vader's Castle series right now, it's kind of haunted.
Yeah.
Apparently, the ghost of Vader is there. We still don't know what that is yet. I don't think it's actually him. But
Oh, I forgot how bad the glare was on these pages.
you get used to it. It is a big book, Dan.
It's a solid build. How many bags? Like six?
I think 18 was the highest number I saw. Hello there, Ice. Real quick, I saw that we had a super chat before we even got in here from Zach. Excuse me, Hilo. Hilo's moving me around. Thanks for the super chat, Zach. Says, hi guys. Question, what's your preference on force powers depicted in visual media? The classic invisible effects in movies or the blue-red colored blasts in some of the games? Thanks and stay awesome. Oh, you stay awesome too, Zach.
I like just the classic invisible, like... Hilo, what are you licking?
He's just licking the floor. Like a weirdo.
So wait, in some of the games, it's... Well, I guess if it's a game, it needs to be visualized.
Right, it's one of those things that, like, it depends on the medium. I think that it should just be invisible. The Force is an energy field, but you know, you have your Force lightning effects. Sometimes the Force is visible.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think I prefer it to be invisible as well. I guess I'm thinking of like The Force Unleashed or maybe some of the Jedi Knight games. Hila, what are you doing? Hila's just walking around making me nervous.
He's alright. You're okay, buddy.
He's like, you guys switched spots.
Don't know what to do. Alright.
I guess maybe, did Dark Forces 2 have some visible stuff? I don't really recall.
Oh man. This is already hard.
You haven't even put anything together yet.
I know. It's just hard to tell where this stuff goes.
I would attach that first.
Already.
That's what it says to do.
Let me live my life. Oh, I see. Okay. I hope everyone's enjoying their October.
Jesse Garrett's nice. Jesse Garrett says that Von crabs are canon again. Yes, they are. They were in the High Republic number 9. I don't know if they're going to say...
Von crabs?
Yeah. So, you know, Court, the not silent, but the little Padawan that has a skull helmet in the High Republic Adventures.
Oh, yeah.
So they kind of revealed more about his culture and what the helmet is. And now I can't remember the name of the specific crabs, but they were crabs that the Yuzon Vong used in their armor back in Legends.
Oh.
So yeah, the Vong crabs are canon again, but they're from this planet called Axial, I think. So I don't think they're going to relate them back to the Vong at all. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
If they did talk about, like, all of a sudden in the High Republic,
yeah, in the High Republic of all places,
start talking about the Yuzon Vong.
Maybe they will. I mean, the Nile might not be like the big bad for all of the High Republic. Like, what if they get a slight invasion from the Vong? I don't think that's what they're hinting at all. I just think that
would be interesting.
Daniel Jose Older wanted... I think he had a specific idea for Court, and the helmet actually does like mean something for his story going forward. So I think he probably proposed this idea, and then someone at Lucasfilm was like, hey, we had these creatures and legends that we could maybe adapt for it. If I had to guess, that's what I think. Yeah, Elliot Finn, a slight invasion. Yeah, you know, just a little one.
Little invasion.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, they were throwing around the idea of the Yuzon Vong being in the Clone Wars, so I don't see why they can't do it now. They were basically going to have like a scouting party come into the galaxy, and all the Jedi would be like, oh, well, that's weird, and like chase them off, and then that would have...
Get out of here, shoot.
Yeah, that would have tied into the New Jedi Order eventually, but then all of those plans got changed. Man, that would have been weird. I wonder how they would have handled that if Disney bought Lucasfilm after that had happened, because then it would have much more strongly connected canon with like later Legends stories. But I guess they still could have set those stories aside, and it's just like, yeah, the Yuzon Vong are out there somewhere.
I thought that if they were gonna bring them back into things, that it would be in like a Thrawn story, but they've got the Grysk.
Yeah, they're doing the Grysk instead.
So, I mean, they could still, but just to add more chaos.
Well, they were going to adjust them pretty heavily. Like, I think they would have looked like the Vong. That's what the concept art showed, but George Lucas really didn't like the idea of any living creature that existed outside of the Force or wasn't affected by it at all, so that all would have changed.
Yeah.
Matt McDonald, thanks for the super chat. Says, hello, noticed T0B1 seems to have some similarities to Astro Boy, whose real name was also Toby. Wonder if there was any inspiration taken there. I bet there was. I did not know that. I mean, I knew that T0B1, its aesthetic and all that I don't know much about Astro Boy, but I knew that there were some inspirations. The idea that his real name was also Toby is like, yeah. It's funny that and then it also works for T Obi-Wan, which, seems like a happy accident, I guess.
Happy little accidents.
Mm-hmm.
We're continuing down our pumpkin beer road. I've only had this one Elysian Night Owl Pumpkin Ale so far. I did get another one that was too spicy for my taste. I don't really like spice
I liked it.
in my beers, but that
had habanero in it.
yeah, I forget who made that one, but I want to find some pumpkin, because like that's like the pumpkin beer. But
You're moving right along. Look at you go.
look at me go.
So proud of you. Cool Sauce says, can't believe they made the haunted house from episode 3 into a set. Yeah. I like the idea of we're just trying to find out where this actually fits into Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's gotta be just a spooky, like, random mansion somewhere.
In the Clone Wars, maybe? Or Rebels?
No, I just mean in the galaxy.
Oh, well, yeah. For sure.
We've got I just moved the Cantina set to just off screen, and I picked up all the minifigs and just dumped them inside, so it looks like they had a real Rager, but we can just swap out the minifigs that come with this, and we'll put... Cabe would fit in there. A lot of them are like...
Little bat guy.
Yeah. Doomslayer 420, I get this question all the time, but since we were talking about pumpkin, Doomslayer asks how my lack of smell affects my sense of taste. It affects it quite a bit. I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to, so I just have to kind of guess based on what everyone else describes to me, but like, I like the way this tastes. I wouldn't have been able to tell you like, oh yeah, that's what a pumpkin tastes like. I'm just like, yeah, it's good beer. Tastes like beer.
It's good soup.
Good soup. The best way I've found to describe it is that if I have something like Starburst or Gatorade that are supposed to have flavors, no idea. It all tastes like Starburst. It all tastes like Gatorade to me. So artificial flavoring especially is like lost on me.
That's the thing though. Like if you can't taste the flavor, what does Starburst taste like? It's probably just tastes
sugar.
Like sugary wax.
No. I mean, it doesn't taste like wax. I don't know. I'm much more just experience food through sweet, salty, savory, that kind of thing.
This on the wrong piece. Stand by.
I've been there.
Nothing to see here. But yeah, there'll be some things that I'm like, taste this. It's got this like really cool flavor, and he'll be like, I don't know.
Elliot Finn says, I'm the daredevil of smell. I didn't get anything cool in the trade-off. I smell the world on fire.
Yeah, none of your other senses got heightened. So
not that I know of.
That's a bummer.
My sense of touch is really good. That seems like the most useless one to get an advantage to.
Oh, these little windows are cute. These go in though. Oh, I see.
Speed art. Am I going to make more War of the Bounty Hunters videos? Yes. Absolutely. I mean, I've had it just in the schedule since it started that when it's all over, I will summarize the whole event because it was a lot of comic books. I feel like I can do it pretty quick though.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been not a ton has happened and it's just been stretched out over.
Is that what the person on TikTok asked you on the Q&A portion of TikTok?
Sweet plug.
Yeah, we're on TikTok, guys. Check it out. We've got some like more fun stuff planned for TikTok. Right now it's just a lot of Star Wars, like classic Star Wars minute little tidbits.
Yeah. I'm curious how everyone feels about all the shorts we've been doing, because it's been, obviously we're experimenting with shorts. We're trying to do them daily as well as like our normal videos. So now it's 2 videos a day. But yeah, YouTube is just really pushing shorts and not a lot else. And so we were like, I guess we should, try this out.
Yeah, because it's weird. Like, if you're a channel with like an average to above average amount of subscribers, like you haven't hit 1 million yet, but you're over 500,000, the growth just like plummets.
I mean, it's just like everyone in general, it seems like, who does, and I wouldn't say we do long form content, but I guess anything over a minute, YouTube now considers that. But I don't know, just talking with the others in the space, like Eckert Slatter, Templin Institute, everyone's like, yeah, it's just kind of not going.
Well, yeah.
It's mostly just because nothing is on. Like, I think once Book of Boba Fett is on.
Yeah, YouTube's just not really promoting our stuff, or like a bunch of other friends who are YouTubers, their stuff isn't getting like recommended. But right now, because YouTube Shorts are such a hot thing, YouTube is promoting those. So we haven't really seen a big difference so far. But
it's only been 6 days.
Yeah.
It's
worth a try, I think.
It's just the fact that Star Wars is seasonal. I mean, when The Mandalorian is on, or when a new movie is getting ready to drop, like, everyone sees a big bump. But when The Bad Batch is on, it's like we all get really excited for it, but like the general public of the world doesn't really. So
public of the world.
Yeah, this past year has just been kind of like, well, we're waiting on next year.
We're here.
I feel like next year is gonna.
We're gonna keep doing what we're doing, which is this.
Yeah. Next year I'm gonna be like, God, I wish it were 2021.
No.
I have a break.
It's gonna be fun.
It'll be great. But yeah, a lot of people seem to like the shorts. Tara Bibe says they prefer wearing shorts. So Ramona Sanford says they prefer longer videos. Shorts are too short for you. I do like. It feels weird to just be like, all right, well, here's like a fact.
It's like little factoids.
Yeah.
YouTube wants them short.
It's very strange.
15 seconds short. It's just like, because of TikTok and the way people watch TikTok, and you just swipe. It's like YouTube wants to be a part of that, and
which is annoying.
It's annoying, but yeah, you gotta like grab people's attention really quick, and then they're gonna move on after a couple of seconds.
It's like when Instagram introduced stories, YouTube is like, oh, we can do that too. And then when TikTok came out, YouTube's like, oh, we can do that too. It's like, just let YouTube be YouTube.
Yeah.
Just, why do you have to try to compete with everyone? It's annoying. So, Ramona, I feel you, but yeah, we're gonna try them out for
YouTube's gonna block
a month
this
or 2
video,
or 3.
because they're like, they're talking smack about
They don't
shorts.
care. They're mad about our shorts.
What about jorts on YouTube? We're gonna start doing jorts.
Jana, thank you. You liked the one about the Ronin sheath. I do.
That one was an important one. I think a lot of people were like wondering what was up with the sheath in that.
I do like shorts for the fact that a lot of times we'll get a question for like the Q&A, and I won't pick it. It might be a good question, but I'm not going to pick it because it just has an answer. Where it might be a yes or no answer. It might be something that we can say really fast, and it's like we want more discussion-based questions. But now I have a place for them, where I can just really quickly answer something.
So you might see some of your Q&A questions in the shorts.
Right. And I saw a lot of people talking about the sheath, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, it has an answer. it's not going to take me 5 minutes to convey it. So then it becomes a challenge to say it quickly, which that's kind of fun. But I'm glad people are enjoying them. Harrison Alexander is nostalgic for the Star Wars Minute days. Yeah. They've been interesting to experiment with, and we're not gonna, obviously stop doing our normal videos. Like these are only going to be
the meat and the meat and potatoes
and the bread and butter.
The shorts are
dessert.
Garnish.
Okay. It's just like a little snack.
Yeah.
Little place to put something fun.
A palate cleanser.
Right. It's sorbet.
It's the ginger that you get in sushi. But I don't think a lot of people eat that. I eat the ginger because I like it. I want sushi now.
But yeah, Aeon, you've got it kind of right, that the idea is that shorts are kind of like teasers for the channel, I guess. I'm hoping that we have a good balance between here's just something fun and quick. And also, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't believe YouTube, but they said that they're not going to put shorts in people's feeds, including subscription feeds, unless those people already watch shorts, which I'm like, I don't want to spam people in our sub feeds with like, all right, well, here's 2 videos a day and one of them's 15 seconds long. But I don't believe them.
Ultimately, it would be nice if this were just a way for more people to discover the channel. That's the ultimate goal, like, for anyone who's trying to build a bigger base, viewership wise.
And I'll throw out that we kind of started to get into this a little more because I was looking into a YouTube channel called Vader's Fortress, and they are fairly new, I think within the past year, but they're just destroying it with shorts. So check them out. They're also super nice. I was just asking them about their experience with shorts, and they were really cool. So check out Vader's Fortress. But okay, rants about shorts over. I saw a couple super chats come in. So first up from Carlos Fontes, thank you. Says, thank you for streaming. How do you feel about Star Wars Racer Revenge for PS2, PS4, and PS5? Would you ever stream it? Maybe. I never finished.
What is that?
A sequel to Episode 1 Racer.
Oh.
I didn't finish Episode 1 Racer when they re-released it on the Switch because I played it wrong. I forgot to buy pit droids and stuff, and I messed my pod up too bad, and now I can't win the final race.
Oh, no.
I can't win the Boonta Eve, so I have to start it all over. I don't have Racer Revenge right now, but I do have a PlayStation, so I could do that. I have played it. I played it with Ken Knapsack 3 years ago when I was out there for a Schmodown, and we went and grabbed drinks, and while we were doing that, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna run back and stream something. And
I think I remember that.
Yeah, and he was like, hey, why don't we stream something Star Wars together? And I was like, yes. So we found Racer Revenge and played that a bit.
Cute.
It was hard. I feel like it was harder than the original one. Or maybe I just had muscle memory from the original one.
Yeah.
I was just
Possible.
I knew those tracks so well. And we got another super chat from Hitman Hudson. What's up, Hudsonizer? Thanks so much. Finished The Rising Storm. Nice. And I'm ready to say Markion Rowe is a better villain than this Palpatine guy I keep hearing about. Where do I rank him?
I love Markion.
I really love Markion. Is he better than Palpatine?
He's not better than original trilogy Palpatine. he might be better than any other Palpatine.
I was going to say I think original 6 movies Palpatine. I mean, because he's barely in original trilogy.
Yeah, but that's how I think we should have our main villains, like just.
I mean, I really like what
lightly sprinkled in, because we don't know a lot about Markion, and he's not like a huge part of these books, which is something I kind of enjoy.
I really like the combination of prequel and original Palpatine. I'll toss sequel Palpatine out. That doesn't really add anything or take away anything from my Palpatine experience. But I love getting to see like the machinations and manipulations and everything, which I've been diving into a lot of making of books lately, and just to read about how much of that story from the prequels was in George Lucas's head when he was writing the first Star Wars movie, and that he's like, yeah, I kind of envision this emperor as someone who slowly manipulated all the other senators to like let him get a second term when he was supposed to only have one, but like there was a crisis and he was like, I should stay on, and like having another vote would just throw the galaxy into chaos, and everyone's like, he's right. And
so George had all this in his head while writing the original Star Wars?
Yes. Like he knew what Palpatine's story was, even though we don't see him in the first movie, just a tad in the second, and then he finally shows up in the third. But yeah, I think Palpatine is the better villain for now, but we'll see what happens to Markion. Like, we've only seen a little bit of what he has to offer, I think.
I just really love his voice and demeanor in the audiobooks.
I think he's a great villain. He is different, which I really appreciate. I like that he's not a Force user.
He's really crazy.
Yeah, he's just...
But he's also, like, kind of making some of it up as he goes along.
Right. I like the idea that he might fancy himself a Palpatine, where he's like...
I fancy myself a Palpatine.
Yeah, like, he's like, I can manipulate all these people. And he probably can't.
Here's the thing, though. I think he's just been getting really lucky.
Yeah.
A bunch of times. And, like, his luck's gonna run out at some point, but he always seems to know, very much like Palpatine, he seems to know exactly how to, like, push people's buttons and just know what to say to kind of take control of a situation. But he wasn't always like that. Like, when we first started reading his stuff, he seemed a lot more timid. And, like, as we've read on with his stuff in the High Republic so far, you can see his character learning how to manipulate and how to take control of situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, at the end of Light of the Jedi, when he... Is it at the end, towards the end, when he, like, gets everybody, like, really riled up?
Oh, he knows how to motivate the Nile for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that in Light of the Jedi and Rising Storm.
That whole scene in the audiobook gave me goosebumps.
What's interesting, yeah, he knows how to manipulate terrible people. He knows how to push their buttons. And I think Palpatine knew how to manipulate good people into getting what he wanted. Real quick, 80 Hunter wants to know why you're wearing a hat inside, and I think you should, like, show a profile just so...
Oh, yeah, you can't really
it's
see
evident that it's a witch's hat.
what it looks like. But it's kind of... It's a knit hat, and it's like a little mini witchy hat thing. I don't know, you can't really... It's got, like, a little tiny point
Little
on it.
witches or wizard hat.
Or a wizard hat. I could be a wizard.
Mm-hmm. Got another super chat here from Nerdy Seb. Thank you so much. Hey yo, keep up the great work. Do you think the inhibitor chip could control how clones age? Maybe when they remove aging can stop. They could retcon it. Maybe. I don't think so because of...
That's kind of like built into their genetics, I think, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, if they came out and said, no, taking out the inhibitor chip stops aging, but I'm trying to think of how old Rex is in Star Wars Rebels. So he's 10 by the age of the Clone Wars, or by the time of the Clone Wars, and then you add another 20 years on top of that. So he is supposed to be either 30 or 60, and I would say in Star Wars Rebels he looks closer to 60 than he does to 30. So I'm going to assume that he is still aging twice as fast.
Which is sad.
Yeah, and then that would put him at like 70 by the time of Return of the Jedi. But the thing is with Star Wars and aging is they don't really seem to care that much. It's not like, hey, we don't know what human life expectancy is.
If we need Bo-Katan for this story, we're going to put her in there and not worry about how old she needs to be.
I'm trying to think if we've actually ever seen a human die of natural causes in Star Wars. Yoda's the only character off the top of my head I can think of that just passes away.
Yeah, like...
And he was 900. So, I mean, I assume that humans...
I can't think of, like, a funeral or, like, someone being like, yeah, so-and-so passed away, not tragically.
Right. I'm trying to think of any human that just went peacefully in their sleep. And how old were they? Because...
I mean, I'm sure
like, maybe humans live to be 200 in this galaxy.
I'm sure it's happening all the time. We just don't see it. And there's no reason to put that in a Star Wars story.
Isis, Mon Mothma, and Legends, yeah.
Oh boy.
Leia, I don't think I would count.
Leia... No, because, like, she was using the last bit of her, like... What would you call it?
Energy, life force.
Yeah, she was purposely using the last bit of her life force to save Ben.
Klieg Lars. Well, we don't know how he died. Tuskens could have gotten him.
Freak accident in his little,
chair.
his floaty chair.
Yeah, I don't know. Shmi did not have a peaceful death. No way. So yeah, we'll just say that humans live for 200 years at least. There.
Sure.
Explained.
Explain.
But no, like, when we were talking to Bo-Katan, when we were speaking with Bo-Katan personally, when Katie Sackhoff was talking about how she and Dave Filoni, like, had the age discussion, and they were like, yeah, I mean, technically, you should be older, but whatever, it's Star Wars, you might age differently, who cares?
Exactly.
So, who knows how humans age in Star Wars? Stephen Smith, yes, Yoda did die of natural causes, I think, but he's the only character I can think of. Red Vega, thanks for the very topical super chat. Do we have any real life scary or ghost stories?
I mean, there's been times where I've been almost certain that I have seen a ghost, but it's been a really long time.
How old were you?
I was probably like 7 or 8, maybe a little younger.
I'm trying to decide if I'm like, I think I'd be the Scully to your Mulder, probably. I think that you probably have more belief in that stuff than I do, but I'm open to it.
I did have a truly haunted Ouija board growing up. I've told this story on the POV Patreon before, but this was in middle school. Me and some of my friends it was actually my sister's Ouija board, but I took it because that's what sisters do. We take everything from each other. I took it, and me and my friends took it to like a graveyard.
Well, there's your problem right there.
Like you do. And we were using it, and like it wasn't working because like we never had any real success using a Ouija board, but it's still, just because of like where we were and what we were doing, we still kind of just like freaked ourselves out a little bit. And so when we got back, we burned it. We burned it because
that's how you let the spirit loose. Everyone knows that.
Well, so a week or so later, my sister, who was still living with us at the time, she was cleaning out her car, and she was cleaning out the trunk of the car, and she, you know how you can like peel back the carpet or whatever
To get to the spare tire.
Tire. She peeled that back, and no lie, there was a Ouija board under that with like burnt edges, and she goes like, "What the heck? Did you burn my Ouija board?" And I was like, yeah, but I watched it burn to ash. You don't believe me.
I believe that this happened. I'm trying to. Did you tell your sister that you?
No.
You didn't tell her.
No, she was staying with some friends in Athens.
I'm just wondering if your sister was messing with you.
She would never take the time to entertain me and my friends for any reason.
I think you have appeased Nerdy Seb. They just said, "Oh hell nah."
I am not kidding, and like that has haunted me ever since. We did use the Ouija board one other time, not in a graveyard, but it was
the burned one.
No, before we burned it.
I was like, you don't use that one. See, like, I'm skeptical, but I'm also like, why would you do that?
Yeah, and we were pretty risky with it because this was we used it in one of my best friend's house where her mom's first husband shot himself in the house. Like, we knew the exact place where he killed himself, and so we were like, perfect time and place to use a Ouija board. So we did, and still, like, it didn't move on its own or anything, but we just like totally freaked ourselves out for the rest of that weekend.
Girl, you're crazy. So I'm
always chasing that high.
I'm like, I don't believe that you had a ghost Ouija board pop up in your sister's trunk, but I'm like, that was insane. Why would you do that?
You weren't there.
That's my level of belief. Where I'm like, I know that was insane, and I would never do that.
I told my sister like what we had done, and she was like, I don't believe you. And I told my mom what we had done, and she was like, I don't believe you either. But my mom was more kind of like, oh, that's strange. Like, are you gonna keep it or burn it again? She was voting that we should burn it again, and I was like, nah, I'll keep it.
You kept it?
Yeah, for like a long time. It was just in my closet. I don't know what happened to it. I think we sold it at a yard sale.
Oh my god.
Someone has a haunted Ouija board.
You started a horror movie.
Boom. If anyone finds a Ouija board that has burnt edges, let me know. Maybe I wrote my name and number on the back of it. I don't know. Like, if you find this, please return to. I just want to...
If demons pop out, give me a call.
Yeah.
That's my bad. About the demons.
If that ever pops back up randomly somehow at like a thrift store, I want it back.
Jane asks how it feels for me to be married to the spirit that's been possessing you since you burned a Ouija board. Honestly, it's fine. I mean, you're a very nice spirit if that's the case. So.
I have been so far.
Yeah, so this is the long game. The devil went down to Georgia. My God.
And found a little redheaded kid to possess.
I don't think I have any
All
scary
natural
stories.
redheads are like kissed. You can call it kissed by fire, kissed by the devil, whatever you want to call it. That's just what natural redheads are.
I believe you now. I don't have
You've seen me bring our campfires back to life with nothing but my breath.
That's just how you make a fire.
No, but I do it better than anybody else.
See, I don't have any scary stories like that because I'm a sensible person.
Boring.
Alive.
Sensible is another word for boring.
Alive and not possessed.
I'm alive.
But you're possessed.
Well, that's what gives me my charm.
I guess so. What's the real Molly like? What was pre-Ouija?
Simple. Or
Pre-G.
Not simple.
Simple.
Sensible.
Oh. You got roped into... You were the one that you were like, oh, guys, I don't think we should do the Ouija board in the graveyard. And all your friends were like, come on, chicken. And now look at you.
Now I'm like, yeah. Give me them blood
Possessed
diamonds.
by a demon.
It's okay if no one believes that story. That's a story for me.
I believe
and
the
my
story.
friends,
I
and
think your sister was messing with you.
she would never.
I think someone told her that you burned her Ouija board and she was mad and she was going to try to scare you.
She would never take the time out of her day to entertain anything like that.
Well, Carlos Fontes, thank you for another super chat.
Oh, I have another story, but
Oh, okay. Well,
it wasn't my story to tell. It was something that happened to my sister. And this is a real place in Georgia, near Athens somewhere. This is a real place, and it's some kind of like weird gravitational... Have you heard of like the spots that have weird gravitational things?
Sure.
There's actually one in South Carolina.
okay.
But there's a spot in Georgia, I think it's near Athens.
What do I Google to find that? Just weird gravitational things?
Yes. Go ahead and
No, I'm
try
just...
it.
You keep talking.
But anyways, she told me about this, and like her friends were like backing up the story, so I can't say if this is true or not.
The mystery spot?
There's more than one.
Okay.
But okay, so you go to this spot, and if you're in a car, you park your car, or you put your car in neutral, and you're at kind of like the bottom of a hill, and your car goes up the hill.
Oh, cool.
Like, not fast or anything, and it's not a big hill, but you can go from sitting completely still. If you put your car in neutral, it will roll up very slowly.
Huh.
So she told me that they did that, and then she said that they saw a guy dressed in like old Indian garb at the top of the hill, and I was like, okay, what kind of drugs were you on? But the gravitational thing is true.
No, I believe that. But I'm sure there's a scientific explanation for it all.
Probably, but it's cool.
That does sound cool. Okay, sorry about that, Carlos. Carlos says...
I just had to get that out.
Yeah, you just had to. I wish we hadn't seen the Final Order fleet until the Resistance got to Exegol. What do you think the Post-9 galaxy will look like? We were talking about this earlier today.
Maybe a little more peaceful.
Well, I kind of think in the immediate future, like Terrifying Tales suggested, that the First Order is not completely dead and gone.
Mm-hmm. Not completely dead and gone, but like no idea who's in charge,
right,
and who's calling the shots at this point.
I mean, I think it'll probably be a bunch of First Order half generals deciding they want to lead the First Order now, and so they'll probably all fight for power. But yeah, I think there are probably still pockets of enemies out there for maybe Rogue Squadron to fight, or someone else. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still can't decide if I want Rogue Squadron to be like in the original trilogy or Post-9. I'm fine with it either way. Like, I kind of think Post-9 makes sense if you want to have Wedge in a substantial role, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you're still really on the idea that Wedge is going to be...
He has to be. I know you don't. You don't believe. This is where you're skeptical. Wedge has to be in Rogue Squadron. So I think that's probably when it'll take place. And they could de-age him, but I think it's easier for him to just be like the squadron leader, pass off the torch, etc. The final order is coming. Yeah, Elliot. Oh God. Rain Man asks if I would rather Wedge be in it or I be in it if I only got one. I'm gonna say the selfless thing because that's what George Lucas would do. Me being in it brings joy to like me, and I mean you'd be happy about it. Like there are people who would be happy for me, but I think that Wedge being in it would bring joy to a lot more people. Because I would just be in it to scream and die and explode. Anyone can do that. I think Wedge is the right move. Oh.
We'll never know.
Terabibe says Alex as Wedge. There, we solved it.
Ooh,
no, I can't handle that gravitas. I can't do it.
That's a lot of pressure to
live
up to.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? Having to fill, like, that's also so absurd to think that. Can you imagine having to play this side character from 40 years ago and how much pressure that would be?
I mean, someone's going to have to do it.
Everyone would hate me.
Someone's going to have to do it because I still stand by the fact that Dennis Lawson is not going to be in this.
No, he's in it. He's all in now.
Nope.
He was...
Ain't happening.
He was not wanting to come back for a cameo in The Force Awakens, but he was for The Rise of Skywalker.
Because all he had to do was say, "Good shot, Lando."
But he specifically said that it wasn't worth even that little bit of time for him to come back in The Force Awakens for just a cameo.
Well, then
I think he wanted a substantial role.
Then he heard about how much money everybody made.
Yeah, maybe. But I think that they were like, "Hey, Dennis, we're doing a Rogue Squadron movie.
Hey, Dennis.
So we want you in it, but you have to cameo in episode 9. And he was like, fine.
Fine.
But I mean, come on. Like a starring central role for him. I think that's enough to get him into a cameo.
We'll see.
Elliot says I could play a young Biggs. I'd rather play a Gavin Darklighter.
You'd have to grow the mustache back, and I don't ever want to see that thing again.
Well, you know, if Patty Jenkins calls, I'm gonna have to grow it.
Okay, if you're in a Star War, I'll allow it.
Also, like, it works better when I grow it like half out, and then you just touch it up.
Yeah,
I don't need to grow the whole thing.
That time that you filmed with Funhouse and it wasn't quite there, and I touched it up with like a little bit of makeup, looked great.
Right. What'd you use? Like a brow pencil?
Yeah, I used all like brow products.
Yeah, I don't need to grow the whole thing back.
That's right. Alex is comfortable enough to use makeup. And he's not afraid to show it.
I didn't want to have a sad looking stash.
Not when I'm here to make it look glorious.
Yeah. That's if that, it's not going to happen. But if that ever happened and I were in Rogue Squadron, I would like hunt down Pablo Hidalgo and be like, please name me Darklighter. Give me a Darklighter in the visual dictionary. That's all I want.
Ooh, I'm decorating this little like landing out here.
A little graveyard?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
There's like a little gravestone. Where do I put all this?
Jane Dalton, thank you for the super chat. Being that it seems to be right up Molly's alley, what are your thoughts on the Zodiac killer being identified today? I forgot about that. I didn't read about how they figured it out or who it was. I just read that some team said that
I very briefly looked at like a TMZ article, so that doesn't tell me much, but I saw his picture and then the fact that he died in 2018, and I was like, damn.
So you don't know what they did to figure it out?
I didn't read into it. No, I just believe everything I see on the internet. But
look.
I mean, the Zodiac killer.
Independent investigators claim this man is the Zodiac killer.
He's almost definitely dead. So I feel like at this point, yeah, it's cool if they find out who he was. And I guess that could give some closure to the awful things that he did. But can't, find him and interview him.
Yeah, but there's still no confirmation that this is correct. It's just a group of people called the case breakers.
Yeah. It's slap a big old maybe on that.
Okay, let's see. There was a scar on the person's forehead that matched scars seen on a sketch of the killer. You can solve some of his puzzles by removing the letters from his name.
Oh, like puzzles that he left at the crime scenes?
Well, like he sent in letters and stuff to newspapers and things. I only saw the Zodiac movie once, so that's kind of my whole experience with the Zodiac.
I just know that he's in season 5 of American Horror Story, but he still has a mask on, so you can't see his face.
I got another super chat from Elliot Finn. Thanks so much. Alex, what are you most certain about, Wedge and Rogue Squadron or Dryden Voss and the Bad Batch?
Oh boy.
I think I'd place more money on Dryden Voss. Just because they have already spent money to get Dryden Voss in animation. So that to me is more confirmation than just a guess.
Just a guess. That's
yeah, it's just a
what it
guess,
is.
but it should happen. I don't know, it's easy for you to be over there with you're not making any bold claims. What bold claims do you have?
I typically don't have any bold claims. That's how I stay a happy Star Wars fan.
You've probably made some bold claims about Grogu.
Yeah, but it's still if I ever make a bold claim, it's never something that I'm if this doesn't happen, I'll be pissed.
Fair. I will be disappointed if Wedge is not in Rogue Squadron. Alright, here's this. I'll be disappointed if Wedge is not in Rogue Squadron. I won't be that disappointed if Dryden Voss isn't in the Bad Batch.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I don't super care about that. I just think it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. This is so cute. Little spooky yard.
And Elliot says the character model argument is really solid. Yeah, I agree. Stephen Smith, thanks for the question and super chat. Do you think Kira and or Omega will show up in the Book of Boba Fett? I don't really think either of them are going to.
Me neither. It'd be cool if they did, but I don't think they will.
I mean, we'll keep seeing what happens with Kira in the comics, but no, I think if they're gonna pull her back, I'm not gonna make another bold claim, but I think a solo continuation is going to happen. At least I hope it does, and I think they should save Emilia Clarke for that. Mm-hmm. I don't think that they need to bring her into post original trilogy stuff and like put a bunch of makeup on her or digitally age her up or whatever. Like, I think that it's fine to keep her story going in the comics and stuff and in the books.
I've got leftover pieces, and
If they're small like that, then that's okay.
okay. Well, I'm done with this.
You did it.
Haha. Look.
Whole thing's done. What a spooky little wall.
I don't know if it's in focus or not. You have to cover your face. There we go. My little spooky yard.
But no, I don't think either of them are going to be in Book of Boba Fett. I think it sounds like that whole side of the galaxy has enough going on with Thrawn and everything.
Yeah.
To also bring in Kira and Crimson Dawn and Omega.
What does it mean if there's a white stripe on a bag versus this?
Mm,
Alright. Who knows?
I don't know.
There's not a whole lot in this bag.
Red Vega, thanks for another super chat. Asks, what bands, artists, or musical genres are we into?
Lady Gaga.
I think I could name more for you than I can for myself.
Big Lady Gaga fan. Michael Jackson. I really like Kim Petra. Petrus? I think it's Petra. Who else? Billie Eilish.
So pop.
Yeah. I dabble in just about everything. Most everything except for country music. I don't really listen to country music.
Yeah.
You like Muse.
I like Muse. I like pop rock.
I like Muse too.
Yeah. Alternative rock, pop rock, pop punk.
Pop rocks?
Yeah, pop rocks are great. I think I meant pop punk more than pop rock, but Motion City soundtrack.
I like a good 90s, early 2000s R&B, but also like punk.
I don't know what to call Guster, but I like Guster a lot.
Hippie music.
Hippie music, yeah.
Bongo drums.
They don't only play hand percussion. They used to, but not anymore.
Yeah. I don't mind Guster.
Figure and Dan and the Modal Nodes, of course. Shag Kava, yeah.
Sure.
Max Rebo Band.
Sure. Like,
Oh, hell yeah. Stephen Smith loves Guster.
I don't know if you can do like your most played songs on Spotify. Liked songs.
I mean, apparently I like yacht rock quite a bit. I do really like 80s kind of one-hit wonders.
I like Lorde. Yeah, I like a lot of 80s music. We like a lot of like quintessential like karaoke
Right.
song music. I listened to the Beatles pretty young. I can remember singing along to I Am the Walrus as a little kid. Oh, do I need to go ahead and connect these? I guess so.
See, yeah.
I'm just like, to save myself room, I didn't know if I could just build on this and then connect it afterwards.
I guess you could, but should you?
It'll get confusing, probably.
Oh, I'm so sorry for what I'm about to do to your name. Harold Gruntagern, thanks for the super chat. Do you think Commander Cody will be in the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, Bad Batch, or both? Definitely heard a lot of rumors about Cody showing up in Kenobi.
Yeah. Heard some rumors.
I would love to find out what happened to him.
Mm-hmm. I hope that he is in that.
I think Cody appearing in Kenobi is more likely than the Bad Batch, but it would work in either one. It just depends on what Kenobi is going to do and what story it tells. Like, I don't want the whole thing to be flashbacks,
Mm-hmm.
But he could be a purge trooper at this point, or just some sort of stormtrooper squad leader. Yeah, it's been like 10 years, so I don't know. I'd like to see him, but I'd almost rather see him in the Bad Batch, I think, because Rex is there. And I'm more curious about their interactions than Cody Kenobi. Like,
you said that, and I was like, Cody Kenobi? the lesser known Kenobi.
Yeah. Cody 1, their couple name.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I feel like their relationship, I feel like Cody just wasn't a huge focus in the Clone Wars, the way Rex was.
Yeah.
He was around, but I think I'm more interested in seeing Rex and Cody interact than Kenobi, because I don't think Obi-Wan is holding a grudge.
Yeah.
Cody might be, but just to be like, I gotta finish the job.
Yeah, I don't know. People hate when I say this, but I don't really care about the clones that much.
I hate when you say that. It hurts.
I didn't grow up watching the Clone Wars.
Neither did I. But I still like the clones.
They're okay.
You don't like Rex?
Yeah, it's alright.
You don't like Fives?
Sure. Which one is that?
You don't like 99?
They all look the same, except for 99. I can point him out in a crowd.
Sure.
Bad Batch made me care about them a little bit more. But I guess the main ones, Rex, Wolf.
Molly hates Omega, confirmed.
No, I love Omega.
Well, she's a clone. And you just said you hate all clones, so.
I didn't say I hate all clones. I said I don't really care about the clones.
Molly hates Omega. It's sad. That's the demon in you.
Yeah, let's just write it off as my.
Anytime you say something I don't like, I'll just be like, well, that's because you're possessed by a ghost Ouija board.
My possessed demon is the one who doesn't really care about clones.
Jane Dalton, thank you for another super chat. Now that Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Last Call is out, what would you like to see in the future for Star Wars VR content? I don't know. I don't really need a lot of it. Like, I would much rather them do more stuff like Secrets of the Empire, where it's like a big group thing. That was super fun. What was that called? Vader Immortal. That was cool. I liked the lightsaber fighting in it. I didn't really care for Galaxy's Edge as much. The second one I felt was way better, but like wearing the Oculus just hurts my head. Maybe I'm just getting old.
I do not like the VR headsets. I can't get into them. I don't want to be all sweaty in them until they make like a much simpler, more comfortable,
just like some glasses that you put on.
Just some glasses. Like I'm not sitting here like grumpy about it. I'm like not like they should make this more comfortable. Like I can wait. I have a lot of patience, and I will be patient until they make something that's a little more comfortable, and then I'll care about VR stuff.
The Quest is just not like the Vive, which I haven't played with my Vive in a long time, but the Quest just hurts my head. So if they're going to keep on just making Oculus Quest exclusives, I'll be like, all right. I don't know. I
feel like the only reason you play them is because they're part of the canon, and you want to make sure that you are absorbing all of the...
I would not have played Tales from Galaxy's Edge otherwise.
Yeah.
No.
And I don't play them.
Vader Immortal I might have played, because I found that to be more interesting...
That one has a cool story.
Yeah.
I didn't play that one either, but I did like the story.
I mean, that's why I got the Quest, was to play that. And I felt like that was fun. I liked that. Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, I was like, not really into this. So, yeah, I'd rather them do bigger, more like group experiences. Mm-hmm. I know that that's more
Secrets
limiting,
of the Empire
but like
was super cool.
Yeah, but having a VR headset is already limiting. So
yeah, they only have Secrets of the Empire in like a couple locations.
I'm not crazy about them doing too many things that it just feels like, well, not every Star Wars fan can experience this.
Yeah.
But even then, like, Secrets of the Empire, I feel like is a better deal than getting a quest in the games. Mm-hmm. And you get to do it with friends.
I'd rather them, like, take all that money and just keep adding on to Galaxy's Edge. Because, like, even though you can't splurge and go to Galaxy's Edge, like, whenever you want, you can save up and plan for a trip to go there, and, like, I'd rather just have, like, an amazing time there than have to fiddle around with a VR headset.
I'm trying to think of something that I would, like, be excited about for VR, though. I mean, they already did the Squadrons thing.
Maybe if they made a horror game. A spooky game.
The Squadrons VR is probably what I would have wanted, and they did that. So I know we've joked about like a pod racer game, which would be hilarious, but I don't really have any hopes or dreams for Star Wars in VR. Thorough Unfiction, thanks for the super chat. Like, what is Little Bats like Cham Cham in the High Republic? So Cham Cham is he's Zine's pet.
Oh yeah.
I think he's called a crew or something. But yeah, he's just a little, like, I think Daniel Jose Older called him a bat chihuahua.
Adorable, I guess.
I think that's what he's going for. Like, that kind of, I don't know if I am into that, but Cham Cham's pretty cute, but
the name adds to its cuteness.
Right.
I like the name Cham Cham.
But he did, like, eat a Nile.
Even better.
But then they, like,
Cleaning up
he
the streets.
killed a Nile, and then he was just like, he had a big old pot belly from whatever he ate.
That's like when Pippin eats a spider or something, like.
Cleaning up the streets.
Great. Yeah, great.
Eric Santiago, thanks for the super chat. Do you think we'll see a Sith pop up during the High Republic? I liked old canon's implication that Sith were secretly causing crises for the Republic. Maybe eventually. I don't think they're manipulating the Nile. I don't think they have anything to do with what's going on right now.
Yeah, me neither. But I do hope that we get to a point, and I've said it before, we get to a point in one of the High Republic's books, at the very end, there's a chapter just called Exegol. And we are introduced finally to, like, whatever it is that the Sith are up to.
We've made this joke, I think, on multiple streams, but I still love that idea. But just that they aren't involved, and they're just like, did you hear about what's going on back in the galaxy?
Did you hear about those monster plants?
Yeah, there's plant monsters. Did we do that? We didn't do that? Who did that? I like the idea of them just being flabbergasted. I don't know, like, I'm not opposed to the Sith causing crises for the Republic. I'm sure that they did do that, and I do want to know what they're up to. I kind of want the Acolyte to be that, and they've said that it's a cat and mouse game. That's how it's like a mystery cat and mouse game with martial arts thrown in, which great, cool. So I think it would be really neat if it was about the Sith of whatever era that was. I guess 50 years before the Phantom Menace or so, and they're like, we have to do something. Like, we have this goal, we're messing with the Republic, but it's going to be risky. They might catch us, and there's only 2 of us, and that's bad. So the idea of the cat and mouse being like the Jedi on the hunt for whoever did this terrible thing, and the Sith just barely getting away. I think that would be a really fun story.
Agreed. I'm so excited for what the Acolyte is going to be. And it's like, I can speculate all day long, but I'm trying not to get my hopes up for anything specific.
Make a bold claim.
No! I will not. Because as soon as you make a bold claim, then that's like getting your hopes up. I also, like, I don't have any, like, bold thoughts, I don't think, on Star Wars. My thoughts are all just very, like, lukewarm.
Nice pun.
Unless, I guess saying that I don't really care about the clones is a bold
I would say that's a bold claim.
claim.
I would never publicly say that, but there you go.
I'm just living my life.
But I'm not possessed by a demon.
You know what, though? I'll still watch clone content, and I'll still enjoy the Bad Batch.
Batman is my dad. Thanks for the question in Super Chat. What is an ARC Trooper's rank? Like, are 5s and Rex the same rank? I'm gonna guess they're not the same rank, because 5s no one ever calls him, like, Captain 5s. And Rex is Captain Rex. So I would assume Rex is above him. I think it's... ARC troopers probably have their own ranks, but they're just also considered to be elite troopers. Or maybe they exist outside of the normal rank structure. I don't know.
It's really hard for me to, like, pull something. I know there's a tool for that, but I'm very, like, paranoid that I'm gonna break a nail doing this. But I think I'm making good time.
Yeah.
I'm a Lego builder.
Master builder.
It is, like, soothing. I understand the
It's
appeal.
meditative, yeah.
But then it's like, once you're done with it...
What do you do with it?
Yeah. I feel like... I mean, for the streams, it's nice, because we, like, take these week-long breaks, but, like, when you built... What was it? The roller coaster one? You just, like, sat and built the whole thing.
It took me a few days.
But, like... Your goal was just to, like, zoom through it.
No, my goal was to watch For All Mankind, and I built Legos while I did that.
Oh. Well, now I don't think that you got the full immersion of the show.
Well, I think that's why it took me 3 days to build, is because I would stop building and stare at the show. Great show. For All Mankind, very good, if you haven't seen it. But yeah, Batman is my dad. I don't really have a good answer for you on... ranks. Yeah, they're specialized, and it's like, yeah, like Republic Commandos, Ashen, but I don't know if Republic Commandos, I mean, I assume they have ranks too.
Gotta ask Pablo.
Ice isn't Echo like a corporal? Maybe. Let me look.
Let me do some quick Googles.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a rank for 5s, but...
Ranks in Star Wars are kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it is
like,
a mess.
The Imperial ranks are kind of all over the place.
All the ranks are. And I didn't see any rank listed for Echo either, but... Elliot Finn, thanks for the super chat, just says, For All Mankind is so good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, that show's sick.
Is it still, like, is it going to have a second season?
It's going to have a third season, thank you.
Third season?
Mm-hmm.
When?
They're filming it now. Actually, I think production is over. So they got to do post, but yeah, very, very good.
I kind of watched it a little bit, like when you were watching it.
Like a lot of shows that I watch, you come in at the end and you go, oh, that was pretty good. And then we watch it again.
We haven't watched this one again.
I would watch it again. I'll probably watch it again before season 3 comes out. That's what happened with Avatar: The Last Airbender. I was watching this cartoon and eventually you came in and you were like, this is good.
Yeah. I don't like to like fully commit myself to something.
You let me get 4 seasons deep and then you're like, oh. That's what happened with Battlestar too.
That's basically,
I think I made you watch that.
That's what review people are for. I go and like I see people with their reviews on shows and movies, and then I decide if I want to watch it. You're just my little review person.
Red Vega, thank you for another super chat. In the highest of keys, Jedi Rocks kinda slaps. I don't hate Jedi Rocks as a song. I don't think it needs to be in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I don't think it adds a whole lot.
I don't mind the song. Size Noodles I can do without.
Digital Size Noodles?
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss Puppet Size Noodles.
Yeah.
Digital Joe Yowza with his saliva hanging in front of the camera.
No, thank you. Boo. Hard boo.
I don't need someone else upstaging Max Rebo.
How dare.
I do think I prefer Lap T Neck to Jedi Rocks.
I do too. I think.
I'm trying to remember the last time I watched Star Wars where it was like Lap T Neck is in this version and not Jedi Rocks. But Lap T Neck was written by John Williams' son, head singer of Toto. So that's probably why I like it.
Yeah.
Bakey, thanks for the super chat. Looking forward to this build. Molly is bringing the spooks for Halloween.
All the spookies. Spooky vibes.
O'Brien's in the chat and in all caps said, oh, Battlestar, you say. Are they still watching that?
No, because we were going to watch that one episode or those 2 episodes. I forget where we even were, but it was... I think it was New Caprica?
Season... Well, don't start just shouting stuff out in case...
No. But we were going to watch some really good episodes with them, and we never did. So they stopped watching it. That's on them. They don't have to wait for us.
It sounds like it's a little bit on you.
What? I mentioned it a few times, and you were like,
I don't think that... That doesn't sound like me.
I don't think it does.
Oh, they're at the end of season 3.
Yeah, so that was like one of the really cool parts that I was like, we should try to watch this with them. Maybe we'll watch some of it at Spectacular. I don't know.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, I mean, this month is pretty busy, but maybe next month we could get back on that train.
Brian Ward says, Molly is building. This is spooky.
Yes. I'm instilling all of my spooky vibes into this build so that it's truly a haunted house.
Mm-hmm. If there's a Ouija board in this set somewhere, I'm throwing it out.
No! You don't get to make that decision. Ooh, little candles.
Oh, what's up, Boomstick?
Hello, Boomstick.
Maddie Gunner says, John Williams' son sings for Toto. Yeah, that's one of my favorite little factoids. That I forget when I learned that. But not only that he has written like a bunch of cartoon theme songs. He wrote the theme song for Gummy Bears, which that blew my mind. I was like, God, I loved that show growing up.
Gummy Bears. I don't know the actual song.
And you just... It's not like that at all.
Sing it.
Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. That's the Gummy Bears theme song.
Right.
I like that you just started singing. You're like, I'll find it.
It'll come to me. That's what improv is, Alex.
Yeah, I know. I was proud of you. Batman is my dad. Thanks for another super chat. Alex is smart. I don't mess with Ouija boards either. I definitely won't now after today.
I mess with Ouija boards because they mess with me. I mess with them right back.
You messed with them first.
No.
From what I've heard.
No.
You set it on fire.
Well, that's because they mess with me.
You took it to a graveyard or something.
And they spooked me out.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Nuh-uh. It's just a game. Like I said, I like to live on the edge, and that's just how I like to live my life. I'm always chasing that high. Look at this tiny candle.
The Templin Institute, thank you for a super chat, says, hey, what's that cool looking thing under the red Sith helmet? I feel like I checked there.
I think we took it out. We took it out.
Is that all he wanted, was to show the Iron Throne?
No, I think isn't that where he hid his pin and then we took it out?
I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Oh, he sent another one, said, just kidding. Thanks, Mark.
So
either that or he thought he did something and he didn't do it.
That reminds me, though, we didn't do a reaction to the teaser, but the Iron Throne in the new Game of Thrones spinoff.
With extra swords.
Dope.
Now with more swords.
So dope.
That's what...
It was just like spilling over.
That's closer to what it was supposed to look like originally.
Yeah. Well,
if you read the books.
Oh, okay.
But I do like that they
I was just
mixed
like,
it up.
I hope that series is good because I am like fully invested.
I'm not there yet. I watched the teaser and I was like, yeah, okay.
I loved Daenerys so much, and I loved the whole Targaryen story. Again, didn't read the books, but gathered as much as I could from the show and some from the books from what you could tell me. I loved the Targaryen story, so I really hope it's good.
I hope it's good too. I mean, I'm definitely going to give it a shot, and I hope that the story
You know what?
pulls me in.
This is one thing that I can say for sure that I'm probably getting my hopes up a little too much for.
Really?
Probably because I was so upset with how Game of Thrones ended and with how Daenerys's story ended. Like, I can't even talk about Game of Thrones hardly anymore. It makes me sad. But I'm hoping that this can like reignite my love for it. But I feel like things like that it's not our job to talk about it on the internet, on the channel. I can get way more invested in stuff like that. Because if I get let down, it's like, well, I don't have to talk about it online if I don't want to.
Yeah.
Gummy bears.
Sorry.
Bouncing.
Brian Ward also said that was going to be stuck in his head now. I apologize.
That's what happens.
Brian Bailey, House of Dragons or Lord of the Rings prequel? I need both. I'm far more interested in the Lord of the Rings Second Age series.
Me too. That one, don't know if I'm getting my hopes up as much for that one, because Lord of the Rings is just like so big. I mean, Game of Thrones is really big too, but Lord of the Rings is one of those things that's just so big that I like going into it not knowing what's going on and then trying to just like understand it after the fact. Like, we had that episode where Ashton talked about that picture.
The one picture.
The one picture. And he said a lot of stuff about the gods of Middle Earth.
Mm-hmm. The Maiar and...
Yeah. And there's a lot. It's a lot to take in. But I'm ready for it.
Brian asks, what would you say is bigger, Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings. They're both pretty big stories and big worlds that have like a lot of world building happening, but I don't think there's anything in Game of Thrones that's like the Silmarillion.
Oh, what world would you... Okay, my bad. I thought he meant like in the zeitgeist. Yeah, I would say Lord of the Rings as well.
Tolkien, I think, just like did a lot more world building for that series.
I mean, he has mythologies within his own mythology, which I'm sure George R. R. Martin does too. I've read those books once.
They're very close. I think. I haven't read any of these books because that's a lot of book. But I think they're pretty close.
I mean, Martin definitely has a lot of cultures and stuff within his world, but I feel like Tolkien laid it out more clearly. Mm-hmm. But I mean, he was also kind of one of the first to do something like that. So.
Well, he learned how to do that from the Bible. He was like, I'm gonna take stuff from the Bible and make this big fantasy story.
Brian Ward says, didn't watch it, but does Game of Thrones have trees that walk around? That's the other one.
They have giants. And they have a tree... No. What was that? Crow man that was in a tree?
Oh, the Raven?
He was in a tree.
Yeah, that's true, but he was kind of stuck in it.
Yeah, it wasn't a tree that like got up and walked around.
Yeah.
But similar.
No, that's Marvel. They have that too.
Oh, Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
And there's Wheel of Time as well. I've never read those. I have the first book, and I was like, maybe I'll try to read it before the Amazon series drops.
Oh, yeah. I think I tried to read it, or maybe I did read it when I was really young, but I don't remember anything from it.
I know someone gave me the first book when I was in middle school, but I was like, this is 800 pages, and I'm into Redwall right now. So.
I'm like super into Redwall. Did they ever... Weren't they going to make a Redwall series?
Netflix is doing one now. Well, I don't think it's an active production, but they announced it.
What do you think about that? Is it going to live up to your expectations?
I feel like I've forgotten enough about it to not have high expectations. I just remember reading them, thinking they were great fun.
Yeah.
Mouse fantasy. I don't think if they do something that isn't faithful to the books, I'm not going to be like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Time check, it is 7:30.
I got a little bit to go, but you stop me whenever you want to stop.
I figured we'd stop when you finish this bag, or if you want me to finish the bag, I can.
I think I can do it.
Okay.
I can do it.
We gotta cook and eat before your show.
I know. Gotta make our, Oh yeah, we don't have the 15-minute meal. That was the salmon.
No.
So.
Bill Rudd, thanks for the super chat. Happy John Knoll's birthday. Have you been doing anything special to celebrate ILM's living legend? I've been rewatching the gallery episodes and listening to podcasts to improve my knowledge. Very good pun.
Knowledge.
I guess not. I mentioned before that I've been reading a lot of like making of books, but most of them have been for the original trilogy, and John Knoll was not involved in the first Star Wars movie. So I didn't even know it was his birthday, but happy birthday to John Knoll. He's great.
He is great. You are great. What's that movie?
Willow.
I kind of want to rewatch Willow.
Willow's awesome. And they're doing a series on it.
I know. I'm excited. Oh yeah, it's not going to take me much longer.
Hey, Mano says we can simp over Sora. I watched the reveal for Smash yesterday. I haven't played Smash Ultimate in probably years.
Oh, is that the Kingdom Hearts
player? I do think that was cool. I mean, I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game, but when I realized who it was like, oh, okay, that's neat. Like, that feels like a good addition.
Yeah.
I do wish that they hadn't done like 8 Fire Emblem characters, but...
That's probably just because we don't play Fire Emblem and we can't really appreciate it.
Yeah, but I mean, do we need 8 from the same franchise? Like,
is there really 8?
I don't know. There's a lot. Roy, Marth, and then like 4 or 5 that I don't know. The one with the book.
Where's Pit from?
Pit, Kid Icarus. I mean, not all of the franchises have enough characters to support that many fighters, but
I do like playing as Pit. He's a little OP, but I need that.
Elliot Finn says John Knoll in the in One Starfighter is iconic. I agree, and I love the story of like how people get pulled into. Like, we need someone in this cockpit to explode, and we want to make sure that people know it's not like Rick Ollier or someone else that we know. Mm-hmm. So it's like, John, you've got a beard. Get over here and get into costume. And that's why he's in the movie, because he had a beard and he was standing nearby.
Yeah. Also, his son was in it.
Yeah.
Not that one.
He was in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. Do you know which Bravo person he played?
I don't.
Sucks for you.
Yeah, Babbles. Fire Emblem is just overrepresented. I don't know who I would have added instead. It's just... I would have loved to see like a Golden Sun character, but I don't even know who people were hoping would be included as the final fighter or anything. Like, I think I had enough in there, but the character selection screen is just so big now.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, we haven't really played the game in a while, but I almost always play like the same kind of characters.
Oh yeah, everyone has their mains. And that's the like with Melee or even Brawl, I felt like I could go on random and I'd be like, yeah, I know who this character is and basically how they operate, and I can hold my own. I can't do that in Ultimate because I'm like, I'm going to get that Fire Emblem character with the book and the spells, and I have no idea how to play that.
Yeah.
Oh, people wanted Master Chief. I mean...
He's in, like, everything.
What?
Or he's like, super well-known. I guess...
Right. I mean, that's why that people would want him.
Sure.
I don't know that he would fit in there, but I also didn't think Snake was a great choice. I don't know. Something about throwing Snake in there, like someone with a real, actual gun, seemed odd to me, but...
Sorry,
They should have put Ellie in from Last of Us, and it's just terrible, like, she's slitting throats and
man, that would have been so cool.
swearing.
Put some more... Wait, are there any Animal Crossing people in there?
Yeah.
Put more Animal Crossing people in.
There's like 3. Maybe 2. It's, you can be the villager or the dog lady. I forget her name. You just played it. What's her name?
The dog lady?
Yeah, that's in the...
Oh.
That does the announcements.
I can't remember her name. But I know what you're talking about.
I think it starts with an R. Isabel. I was way off.
Yeah.
Isabel, yeah. People wanted Agent 47 from Hitman, like, or Boomstick Doom Guy. Yeah, we kind of got Doom Guy, but just people with, like, I don't know, when you put Kirby or Pikachu up against someone with, like, a literal gun, I'm like, I don't know. At least it wasn't new Mario voiced by Chris Pratt, yeah. Just Chris Pratt's in the game now. Elliot Finn. Yeah, Samus sort of has a gun, but, you know, it's an energy. It's different. It's different, okay, because I say it
like
as...
energy balls.
Yeah. B. Kenobi, thanks for the super chat. Just watched the What If finale. It redeemed the series to me because it was so fun. Have we watched it? We have not yet. We probably will after we cook dinner.
Honestly, after the watching the last one, the second to last episode, I was like, I'm done with this.
Well, there's one to go.
It's too weird. It got too what if.
I liked the last episode just because I wasn't expecting it to cross over at all like that.
I just kind of got tired of it, I guess.
I agree that it's not something that I'm, like, desperate to watch every Wednesday. I'm not worried about spoilers online or anything, but...
I think you got a super chat that we missed.
Thank you, Babbles. Sorry I missed that. Hey guys, I'm a little late and missed the last few weeks due to my new job. Congratulations. But I'm loving the spooky vibes, Molly. And this build title is 12 out of 10 goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you. And congratulations on the new job.
I did it. I'm done.
Boomstick says they should have added Buck Bumble to Smash. I would have... What about, like, the Bubble Bobble people or Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Oh, but do you want me to open 3?
No,
just
we'll
so
do
we
that
can...
next time.
All right.
I'll get a minifig next time. Cool.
I did a gear thingy. I don't know what it's
I wonder
for
if that's
yet.
supposed to stay like this or if it does close. Either way, it's cool.
I think it... I can't tell.
Well, the tower has begun.
We're still on the first level. We got a lot to go, but I'm having fun. But I think it's time to go...
It is time for dinner.
Make dinner.
And then I'm going to play some Battlefield with my friends. And you're going to go
I'm going to
do a show.
be on a certain point of view at 9 p.m. Eastern to cover the Joseph Scrimshaw and Gold Leader Star Wars match, which I'm very excited to watch.
Well, thank you all for hanging out and watching Molly build. You did so good. You did better than I do. You didn't lose any pieces or... Yeah, those are all extras. Those are all supposed to be extra.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7.
As long as they're all
tiny
one by
pieces.
one, then you know that you're good. So good job. But we'll be back next Wednesday, so we'll see you all then. Thanks.
Bye.
May the force be with you.